Week 3 of high school football in Las Vegas and Southern Nevada. I'm Case Kiefer alongside Ray Brewer for another edition of Prep Sports Now. Still in the part of kind of the preseason where we have some out-of-state games, some games that aren't the matchups we're really clamoring for, but it seems like teams are getting on a better footing right now. And I guess maybe I'm burying the lead. The game of the week last week certainly lived up to the hype. Bishop Gorman and Mater Dei. I think I was certainly dismissive of Gorman's chances. I think you picked Mater Dei as well, Ray. But it seemed like Gorman had every opportunity to win. I saw they were up 21-7. I was kind of shocked. I thought that was late too. I was kind of shocked when I saw they ended up losing 24-21. I know it's football. A lot of crazy things happen, but how do they let this kind of golden opportunity get away from them?
Yeah, so props to Gorman. They played a great game for 3+ quarters, and then they kind of let it slip away late. Up 14-0, up 21-7. Connected on some long passes, controlled kind of the line of scrimmage. Just couldn't hang on. They let one get away. Mater Dei, obviously a great program, defending national champions, and the ball just, Gorman got unlucky, if you will, took a late sack they probably shouldn't have, missed a field goal with a inexperienced kicker, no fault of his. Mater Dei connected on a few late passes, but definitely hard-hitting case. You could tell, Gorman's, I think the stat we've used at 22 starters have Division I offers, and I think Mater Dei had 31 kids who are headed to the next level. So kind of a who's who. A player from Gorman who we've never mentioned before. Think about that. Never mentioned before, scores a touchdown, and it's one of these things where you see the guy going to the end zone and you're like looking at the roster because Gorman gives you a roster and you're like, okay, well, who is that?
Who was it?
And it was a kid that's gone his way to Wisconsin. So a guy who's going to Wisconsin, we've never mentioned. His name is Trench, last name Kekahuna. Probably saying that wrong. Going to Wisconsin, wide receiver. Got kind of a new player that I like, Elijah Lofton, junior tight end, right? Gorman's had these great tight ends, right? Xavier Grimble in the league, right? Played for the Steelers. Caught a touchdown from Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Next, Alize Mack/Jones, Notre Dame, few practice squads in the league. Next, Brevin Jordan, Houston Texans tight end, sleeper in your fantasy league, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now Elijah Lofton. I've seen a lot of crazy plays over there, and you have too. So first half, there was a crazy little thing where I don't know if Alejado fumbled or threw an interception. It looked like one of those shovel passes. The Mater Dei guy is running all the way the other side of the field. And the Lofton, it wasn't no Leon Lett where the kid let up at the goal line. Lofton chased him all the way down, stripped the ball out. Gorman got the ball at the goal line.
Wow, when did this happen? What part
in
of
the
was
game?
this?
First half. Literally, that was, if Gorman ends up winning, this kid's on the front page of, LasVegasSun.com on Saturday morning. So great effort. The other thing I liked, when we went to high school, you graduated and you were done. You never came back. Gorman had a ton of alumni there. I think I mentioned this to you.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite player of all time was there.
My favorite of all time?
You know who my favorite player is.
Anu Solomon?
I love that kid. I was so, my face lit up like a kid in a candy factory when I saw him. And he was with Ryan Smith. Do you remember Ryan Smith?
Yeah,
the
definitely.
wide receiver, went to Duke, undersized. It was like the best wide receiver maybe in state history. Still looks like he could run through a brick wall, Case. It was nice to see those guys.
You talked to him?
Oh my gosh, did I talk to him? I loved it. It was great. And then Anu's brother, Journey, was at Desert Pines, but he left Desert Pines like many other Desert Pines players have in the last month.
Where'd he go?
He's
California?
He's taking classes online. He's trying to figure out what they're going to do.
Okay.
But either way, how cool. I just so made my day to see those kids. They really embraced our coverage. That was like when you and me started the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we kind of this is getting off the point, but I think we kind of disproved the no one goes back narrative. You were just playing in like some soccer game at Chaparral a weekend ago.
Different when you're 40 years old like I am, and you're trying to raise money for kids.
Yeah.
It's a little different than like 25 people going. Like there was probably like, Bubba Bolden, Haskell Garrett, Solomon Smith, Xavier was there, Grimble looked great, by the way. It's probably like 7 or 8 former players there that I could recognize. I mean, you want to go all the way back, like Dr. Perry was there. He played, on their championship teams in the 80s. Just, amazing the amount of people that were there.
Yeah.
They were turning people away, Case.
Sold out.
I couldn't even find anywhere to park.
Yeah, that's a recurring issue there.
But the good thing is that how many times do we sit here during the week and we talk about a game and then we get there and it's like running clock or, it's just not competitive. Like how many high school games have you been to where it came down to the end?
Well, not very many Gorman games.
Not that many at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's a tricky slope. I understand all sides, but a big problem of why we don't have these big good games is because Gorman's kind of in another class than everyone else.
Even like
if they played more of these games and not beat up on, I don't know,
Little Sisters of the
Palo Verde this year, then we might get some closer games. I don't know.
Speaking of Palo Verde, let me ask you a quick question. Who's the best team in the 3A?
Well, I know where this is going. We agreed it was Moapa, but I said after week 1 results and what I had seen and what I had known that you weren't giving Slam enough respect. I think now they might be on your radar. They nearly knock off Palo, right?
You're a prophet. Okay, you said Slam, and even if you go and read our story, the quotes from Joe Esneris, I think he felt guilty that they won the game. I think Slam is that good. In fact, I saw Virgin Valley play Chaparral on Thursday night, and shout out to Jesse over at Channel 3 for having me on TV. I really appreciate it. I might venture to say Slam, the top 3 in the 3A, Slam, Virgin, Moapa.
Interesting. I like the thought. I still think just what Moapa has done and the way they've done it year in and year out and proven that they can do it with different personnel. I still think I'd have to go them number 1. But you had them 2 or 3. Slam, Virgin. You have them 3? I mean, Virgin was impressive, 31-6 over your Cowboys on Thursday Night Football.
But my Cowboys are about to get healthy, so let's not go too crazy.
You had Moapa number 1 first. As well as me going into the year. I think it's a little bit overreaction to now say they dropped them to 3. What'd they do this week? I don't have their score in front of me.
One thing that's important to note, this week, everything's going to look different because the 3 weeks up for eligibility. So all the schools in the center of town are going to get Jimmy's and Joe's. Okay. Secondly, this Gunnar Cortez kid for Virgin, Paul, and he throws a good ball, and they got guys that can get it, man. Cutter Crandall, Trey Hafen, they could go, man. I'm telling you, watch out for Virgin. If Virgin was playing Moapa tomorrow, I would pick Virgin. Wow. And I don't pick against Moapa.
I mean, I
would take Moapa against Vegas High, and that says a lot.
I just feel like we're being a little harsh on Moapa. I mean, what have they done wrong? If they were our number 1 team coming in, you say Shap's down, Virgin beats them 31-6, Moapa beat L-Dog 40-7. That isn't anything wrong. They were good against Hurricane for the most part, right?
L-Dog 52-20. I'm telling you, Virgin has got a legit gunslinger. Gunner. Come on, bro. You name your kid Gunner, he's going to be a quarterback or a relief pitcher. Right?
Yeah, but you're not making the case for me. What has Moapa done to deserve to drop? You're just getting swayed by a couple of good-looking results.
I know. I saw them with my own 2 eyes. Okay. I was there. I saw them warm up. I saw the game.
Didn't you see
They got some swagger, bro.
weren't you at the game for the state championship last year that Moapa
I was there.
beat them?
Moapa was loaded.
Doesn't that mean something? Nothing now?
Moapa's got listen, I love Moapa. You know that. They're going to be ready to go, but they're not going to be a pushover. And this stuff about the 3A where Elko's got is it Elko that's got the good tailback? Whatever, Elko and Truckee. Elko's got some junior who's like Adrian Peterson. And we assume that the two teams from the South are going to be sacrificial lambs, right? I'm telling you right now, if Slam is one of the two teams and a team from Reno has to come down and play Slam ain't going to lose that game.
Wow, it's tough for me to have such a reverse. Like 2 weeks ago, you were telling me the North was the favorite.
They are. I'm telling you right now, 3A football is a bunch of 5'8", 182-pound guards, and Slam's got like Jimmy and Joe. They got guys that could go. CK.
This was my argument a week ago, and you told me I was crazy.
You were right.
You laid the one to fallow, and now I feel like you're going further than me. If I was ranking them right now, I'm still going Moapa 1, Slam 2, Virgin 3. You sound like you were Slam 1, Virgin 2, Moapa 3.
I'm telling you. First of all, Case, I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. You were right. You know football very well. You're a former player. You watch it on the weekends. You understand the game. I'm telling you right now, you put this Gunnar Cortez kid in at quarterback at Moapa, they win state. You put Gunnar Cortez in at the quarterback of Slam, they win state. You put Gunnar Cortez in quarterback at Elko with that running back whose name I don't know, they win state. This kid can sling it.
Yeah, I just feel like I am not disputing that Virgin is very good. I think last year I was the one beating their drum more than you, even on Moapa.
But Moapa returned everybody. Literally, they had 83 seniors.
I don't know. It just seems like a big jumping to conclusions that they beat a Shap that you even admit the biggest Shap homer is down this year and has some ways to go. But they beat them, and all of a sudden they're number one.
I'm overreacting, and let me enjoy my
Thank you. All right. Okay. That's all I wanted you to say.
Can we give
perfect. Now we can move on.
Shout out to the Basic Wolves.
Ooh, Centennial. It's looking rough over there.
Yeah, and that score, I had it wrong initially.
It wasn't 38-7.
Oh, it was 38-7. I only had it as 21-7. So Basic put it on Centennial. I'm telling you right now, there's nothing better. Have you ever been to a game at Basic?
Of course.
Than Don Taylor Stadium on a Friday night in August. You got that dun dun. They got like the Michigan Wolverine fight song, and they walk out into the field, that wolf walk onto the field. They're tough to beat at home. And I'm telling you, I told everybody at the beginning of the year, Basic is going to be a problem in the 4A. Now, Silverado is like Gorman, right?
Right.
But if Basic were to play Shadow,
I was going to say, while we're overreacting, why don't we just put Basic in the number 2 spot? Seems like that's the way we reacted to so much of the 3A. I think Basic all the way to 2.
I don't know if Basic beat Slam, but no, just joking.
Shadow had a setback 38-6 to Arborview. I know we weren't expecting them to win, but
everybody's going to have a setback.
Yeah, but just with how much offense they've had in the last couple of years, I think maybe we would have guessed they scored more than 6 points. I don't remember your prediction, but
yeah, DP put it on Canyon. That kid Jackson, I might have to go profile him
for
DP.
He's
all over
42-0 in that game. Sorry, jumping around got me.
My Foothill Falcons took it on the chin. I was over there on Saturday, and I was instructed to talk about them more on the podcast. But they got to give us something to talk about, right?
Yeah,
if you don't score, it's tough to mention people.
39-0 to Inglewood. But these are all out-of-state games. These are designed to, I don't know,
get you ready.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that song, Inglewood is Up to No Good?
I think you said that last week. Yeah. Plenty of songs that reference Inglewood. I think,
do you know who sings that
No
one?
shortage. You tell me.
No clue. It's not my genre.
All right. Well, yeah, Inglewood 39-0. I guess it's probably surprising we didn't mention this game until now, but Lone Peak 20-19 over Liberty.
Oh.
Liberty went for the 2-point conversion,
Love
right?
Rock.
And
I
missed
tell
it.
you right now, Rich Morocco coaches with his heart. He felt the momentum. He saw them eating up yards on the ground. And he's like, you know what? We're going to get into our power package, just like we did in that night in 2019 when I became a legend and they put my name on the stadium. And we're going to go power and we're going to go score the winning 2-point conversion. They just didn't have Cyrus Fiasu run on the ball and it got stopped. But I love the mentality. Let's get out of here with the dub. 23 seconds left, 2-point conversion. I'm going to line my guys up and let's see if we get it done. And they just didn't get it done. Love that mentality. If I'm a player, do you want to go for a tie and see what happens, or do you want to win it right there?
Yeah, I like winning it right there. I have no second guessing for me. I think it's the easy.
And then that's why, you could, and that was a game where they had a ton of penalties. It's like the Liberty to love, right? So if they clean up those penalties, they're probably not even in that spot. I actually thought that was the game they were going to win in kind of this non-conference schedule. But in terms of getting the most out of a road game like that, bro, come on. You got challenged against a good team. Game came down to the end. I love where the Patriots are at, and I'm going to love when they play Gorman this year.
Yeah, it's tough though with these results to really like their chances. If we stick with overreacting everything that happened in week 2, I don't know, losing to Lone Peak and losing to Mater Dei, kind of two different categories, right?
I mean, Lone Peak's a good little team.
They're not defending national champions, are they? Probably have D1 kids at every position.
They're not, but Liberty had to travel up. Well, I mean, they're a 6A team in Utah, first of all. Liberty had to travel on the road to get there.
Yeah, no, this is I might be sounding too harsh on Liberty. I don't mean to sound harsh on Liberty. I just am more with your description of the Gorman game, which you went to, it gives me little hope that anyone's going to compete with them this year. Especially one key phrase you said, that Gorman, at least for 3.5 quarters, quote unquote, controlled the trenches. That makes me think, good luck anyone in Nevada. I think the times when Gorman I think Liberty neutralized their trenches a little bit the year they beat Gorman. And then even the one year, maybe it was the same year, when Arborview played them tight, they kind of held their own up front. Just the way you describe it and some of these results make me think that Gorman up front is another animal this year.
And Max Preps has Lone Peak is the 5th best team in Utah. Corner Canyon 3rd, and Gorman beat Corner Canyon like 38-7.
Yeah.
So
there's my point.
There you go. And I don't know if the Max Preps rankings are done by a human or by some guy on a computer, or some computer. You know what I mean?
My head was spinning a little bit there.
You know what I mean?
All right.
You know what I mean?
They used to have both. I don't know. I haven't been on there in a while, but back in the day, they had the kind of the voted and the computer poll. Yes. It was fun to look at both. Yes. But I think that's kind of a roundup of everything big that happened last week. Anything else before we get to the picks? I think we split. I think we had 2 bets. You wrote them down somewhere in here. I'm sure now you don't have them. I think we split. I definitely had Slam, but I think I laid 7.5 with Mater Dei.
Yeah, and then also lastly, shout out to the kicker I thought the best kicker in town was this Vinatieri guy from Arborview. Obviously, the last name related to Adam Vinatieri. But the kid from Faith, without question, is the best kicker.
Arborview has sorry to vary. I know you're trying to talk about the Faith Lutheran kid, but Arborview's kicker is related to Adam Vinatieri?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No. In what way? Son? Cousin?
His dad, I think, is Vinatieri's brother.
Okay, nephew.
Okay,
yeah. Gotcha. So who's the Faith Lutheran kicker?
Caden Chittington. Drilled field goals from 55, 54, and 31. They say he's the best kicker since Nolan Cohorst, who is, by the way, his coach.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know Nolan coaching a lot of kids up these days. Remember, it had to have been so many years ago, but we had like a big kicker debate on the podcast. I liked one guy better. You liked some Vegas kid better. I wish I could choose sides on this, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how the year progresses. But I'll have my eye on both the Faith Lutheran kid and the Arborview if they're 2 of the best kickers in town. Do you want to jump to this week?
Let's get it done.
All right. You said you were at the Thursday night game a week ago. didn't turn out the way you wanted as a SHAP graduate, but shout out to Virgin Valley. And this week we get to see the team that you are just all of a sudden downgrading so much. No chance. Don't even know why they're playing. Moapa Valley at Boulder City. I'm assuming you're taking Boulder City since Moapa barely belongs in the top 5 anymore.
No, I'm taking Moapa, but it's a tough spot. Going Thursday in traffic to Boulder. This is an old school 3A rivalry on TV. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got the Pirates. Not a close game, a 20-point game. I got the Pirates either way, but it's not going to be running clock.
Yeah, I know Valley's not, it's kind of having a down year, but 60-0, you got to give them some credit for that. No, nothing.
I mean, Valley's having a down.
All right, Boulder City 60-0, but still gets no respect. Brewers just all about Slam and Virgin and no one else in the 3A. I've got Moapa as well. Gorman, coming off that loss, is going to Hawaii this week, it looks like, going to the islands to take on St. Louis. Kind of a tough spot, but I got to think, based on the talent on this roster, the Gales will be able to figure it out.
Yeah, and I think usually you get any team traveling to Hawaii, even in college football, it's a problem, but Gorman's accustomed to the travel, and I think St. Louis is down a little bit. The Gales get back on track.
All right, this next game you have listed is quite the mind bender. Shadow Ridge at Shadow Ridge.
Yeah, Shadow Ridge of Nevada against Shadow Ridge of Arizona. I got Shadow Ridge of Nevada.
Well, you have it close, so that must mean Shadow Ridge of Arizona is at least decent. You have them from Surprise, Arizona. There's some good teams in Surprise, right?
Yeah, isn't that the home of spring training baseball?
Yeah, for sure. The one league. I feel like there's another football powerhouse from there, though, that someone in Las Vegas has played before, but I could be wrong.
Bacha or Bracha or
are they from there? I don't know. I just feel like there's some other school, but you have it close. I feel like it's a coin flip. Shadow Ridge, you're breaking one of your rules going out of state.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm California. It's California.
Well, Arizona, it's not like it's I feel like Arizona's a decent high school football state.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I'm going with the Arizona Shadow Ridge in a close game. I agree with you. Your Cowboys are hosting the Dragons this week.
Time to get back on track for the boys. Getting healthy. Got shot.
I'm going Del Sol.
I'm sure.
I've seen nothing. How could you be confident in Shap right now? I know they're young, they're getting there, but we think they're still a ways away.
This is the week a lot of kids who weren't eligible are going to start playing. Going to be a huge difference.
Okay,
a lot of teams are going to look much different.
I probably should have heeded that advice. But maybe the Dragons will look much different. You don't know.
They might.
They might. All right, I'll go Del Sol. Sierra Vista at Sunrise Mountain.
Listen, Sunrise with Chris Sawyers is back, feeling good about themselves. They get another dub.
How did their fortunes flip? I know Chris Sawyers is a great coach, and we've said it for years on this podcast. But how do their fortunes flip that much when he's there? We never pick them when he's not there. He's there, and all of a sudden, it's like a write-in every week.
I know, but the other kid, God bless him, but he had no assistant coaches. It was like, try going out there. But listen, I'm not gonna. There's a big upgrade. Let's just say that.
All right. I agree. Sunrise Mountain seems good. I feel like Sawyers is a miracle worker somehow. We need you to get to the bottom of this for me. I got Sunrise. Bonanza at Cheyenne.
Yeah. I don't know anything about either team, so let's just go Cheyenne by a point.
I'm going to go Bonanza. I don't know. Now I'll probably go. I think I'll have the over 13, which you have this game 7-6. I think that's a little disrespectful. I think both teams will get in the 20s. How about that? And I'll go Bonanza in a close game. Centennial at Foothill. Man, it is looking rough for Centennial. I know you kind of stuck your neck out there for a Centennial a little bit. You said that they would be better this year. I think they were in the top 10. I think you might have missed on that one. No offense. Am I wrong?
Yeah. No offense. Yeah, no offense. He's got this grin on his face.
Hey, I liked him too. I'm going to be honest. I said that I thought they'd be better. It seemed like a program like that. It seems like when they have a down year, they bounce back. But is this the Jimmy and Joe's theory? Do they just not have the Jimmies and Joes on the team right now?
I'm as surprised as these results as you are. I'm picking Foothill. I think they put up a good first half fight in Ohio. Last week they were kind of kind of gassed, if you will, to play Inglewood, which has got some guys that could go. I'll be at this game, by the way, so I've got the Falcons, my hometown team.
Yeah, I agree. Probably Foothill, but I mean, you could make a case that I mean they're 0-2 too. They've had a tough schedule. Maybe Centennial turns it on. It just you can't pick them based on what's happened so far. So I'm with you. I'm gonna go Foothill, Palo Verde at Silverado.
Yeah, Silverado's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd to be honest with you, I'd like to see them play Liberty or Gorman. They'd probably be a 4 touchdown dog, but I think I'd like to see them get a chance to play Desert Pines, Arborview, or one of the other teams. But
Yeah. Well, that's not how it goes anymore with the new setup of teams, but I agree with you here. I think Silverado over Palo Verde. Legacy at Desert Pines.
Legacy at Desert Pines. I think DP showed kind of who they were last week against Canyon. Legacy is basically Canyon. I got DP.
All right. Cimarron Memorial at Las Vegas. I have DP as well. I realized I didn't pick that game. But yeah, on to the next one. Who do you got in Cimarron at Vegas?
Cimarron at Vegas. Come on, who do I got? Case, it's like you don't even know me.
I mean, I love Spring Valley. You know, I'm a big fan, but I'm kind of surprised that Cimarron lost that badly to them last week, 34-14. Maybe if you keep that a little closer, I feel like you could make an argument for Cimarron pulling off the upset here. But I don't know. That stands out to me. I think you're probably right, and your Cats get it done.
Okay, good man.
All right, Sierra Canyon out of California coming to Green Valley. Green Valley put up a decent fight last week they traveled to California, right?
Yeah,
it was a close game,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Their coach was a riot when he was kind of describing the game for me.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why you were laughing.
It's like everything that went wrong could have went wrong. He goes, we get out into the field. He goes, couldn't find the water. He goes, the water boy forgot the water in the locker room. I just thought that was hilarious.
Seems like an easy fix.
Yeah.
Just walk up to the locker room.
Yeah. But they were down, was it whatever to 7 at halftime, 23-7, and they stormed back. They took a 24-23 lead with 4 minutes to play, and then they end up giving up 2 touchdowns. Shout out to I think a player who's kind of been overlooked a little bit by us, by everybody, is the Richter kid. Had 3 touchdowns for the Gators of Green Valley. Not bad.
There you go. Yeah, someone to look out for once we get in state. But yeah, even with that, you haven't told me how do you break down this game against Sierra Canyon?
Wow, I mean, come on. I wish it would have been. This is the school that Bronny and Bryce James go to,
but not as known for football, right? Don't have a win yet this year.
But they've been playing some really good teams, and I think they come in here and have their way with the Gators.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to go with Sierra Canyon as well, but I think Green Valley is a team to watch. That was a respectable, especially coming back to take the lead last week. You mentioned the Richter kid. They got some under the radar kids.
Josiah Edwards.
They're a team to watch, I think. They're up there.
They're in the conversation. Yeah. I agree with you.
All right. Faith Lutheran at DeMonte Ranch.
I wouldn't pick. I would pick Western against DeMonte Ranch.
Was it last year or 2 years ago? At some point, DeMonte Ranch was strong.
Is that where Cade McNamara was?
I think that's why I was. I remember, but they had a really good team that year, didn't they? They were supposed to be.
Yeah, but they still lost in the regional finals that year.
It was an upset, though, right? They're supposed to be a team to fear, but it seems like they have a pretty good program. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I'm going to be with Faith too, but I don't know if this is a runaway, like the way you just scoffed makes it
runaway.
All right, runaway for Faith.
Runaway train.
I can't disagree with you. We're both on Faith. Liberty is going to California on Saturday for our final game, playing Pittsburgh. I did not know there was a Pittsburgh, California. I'm going to be honest with you.
There's a Pittsburgh, Kansas, isn't there?
Yeah, I know the Pittsburgh, Kansas. I don't know the Pittsburgh, California.
This is in Northern California, I believe, correct?
I have not, like I said, I have no idea. I've never heard of it. This is news to me.
Yeah, it's in Contra Costa County.
Okay.
Near San Fran. So I don't even know how you get up there. Do you bus through Reno and parachute in, or do you go to the Fresno route? But either way, that's a long way to go on a holiday weekend. I got Pittsburgh over Liberty.
Whew. I want to take Liberty here. Why not? Why can't the Patriots get it done? They almost got it done in Utah. I mean, I could be setting myself up for failure, but Pittsburgh's not like a historic power in California, are they? I'm sure they're a good team, but
I mean, they're nationally rated 87th.
so they're very good. It would be an upset, but you know what? I'll stick with my Patriots and go with the upset.
They're 15th in California.
Okay, that's very good. It's gonna be a pretty big upset then, but
And only behind De La Salle in the north section.
all right. Well, Liberty's done it before, haven't they?
Yeah, remember they went to Texas. You were there that day.
Yeah, it's not impossible. I do think that school had some injuries. Maybe Pittsburgh has some injuries. Who knows? I'm going to go with Liberty in a big time first rate upset. That does it for the week 3 slate. Any parting thoughts before we sign off here?
Again, I'll be looking forward to Friday night. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, go say hi to Brewer at Centennial and Foothill. Right, you already announced that's where you'll be.
Yeah, I'll be there. Can't
All
wait.
right.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, for Ray, I'm Case. Thanks for listening to this edition of Prep Sports Now.